New Jersey, and I'm America's Next Top Model. But today I'm America's Next Top Hooker. I brought you guys out to one of my old stomping grounds. This lake is known as Piney Hollow Lake, right outside my city. And some of the earliest memories, my most nostalgic ones, are fishing off Cape Hatteras Point when I was 3-4 years old, rowing out shark baits with my stepfather, catching duskies and sand tigers. I actually brought a few pictures today of my family, and this one is actually taken right offside of Cape Hatteras Point. This is my mother right here, and this is her first dusky shark. She was filleting it, and she looks happy. Now, the man who really taught me everything, saltwater, is my stepfather, Michael. Here's a picture of him with a striped bass and a tautog. Now, fishing has always been my greatest passion and one of my greatest loves, until just recently when I reconnected with my high school sweetheart, Christina. Here's a picture of her when she visited me down in South Padre Island, Texas, and this is her first shark. This is a Atlantic sharpnose. Now, I've been fishing all my life, and in my adult life, I've been working on the vessels. I've been a deckhand, I've been a first mate of 3 different boats, from the Miss Fortescue in Fortescue, New Jersey, to the Bay King in South Padre Island, Texas, and also the Doc Holiday, which is a charter boat for billfish in South Padre Island. So really, my knowledge of the fisheries is quite in depth. I fish freshwater. I learned freshwater from my grandfather, Sam Pate, who was a Bassmaster champion and also a Red Man Tournament Trail champion. So if anyone's going to have an inherited genotype for fishing, it's definitely going to be me. Now, some of my favorite fishing is fishing for pelagics, such as your king mackerel, your Spanish mackerel, Dorado dolphin, the short fin mako shark, and also the tarpon, which I've caught every one of those species when I was down in South Padre Island. But today we're going to be fishing for freshwater largemouth bass. The type of gear I'm using is my 7-foot medium action 1/4 to 5/8 ounce Mojo Bass by St. Croix. The reel I'm using is the Shimano Corrado 201 G6. I've got about 20 yards of 15-pound test with a 30-pound braid backing on it. Lures I'm using are Senkos. These are Yamamoto edition. And the type of rig this is called a tandem rig. It replicates more of a schooling type pattern for bait fish. Now, what's really innovative about this design is this one I invented. This is your double weedless hook. Now, all I did was I tied my first hook on with enough tag end to where I can get a second trailer hook. This is for your smaller largemouth bass and the occasional chain pickerel that comes through here. As far as competing at a professional level, working on the boats, I fish every day, and even on my day off, I get to go fishing. Some of the greatest times I have are fishing right here at this lake with my girlfriend. This is kind of where we really fell in love with each other because of our passion for fishing. I fish on the head boats, and some of my favorite fishing on the head boats is fishing for tuna. You know, just the adrenaline rush of going over, under people, all the obstacles in your way, and still catching fish. Those 100-pound class yellowfin tuna. That really is what's going to make me America's Next Top Hooker. My ability to adapt and my ability to innovate. Such a beautiful day. Earlier today we had a lot of overcast. There was rain showers, which makes fishing a little bit difficult in this area. But now the sun's out, it's bright and shiny, and it's just a beautiful day to be on water. Now, one of the questions was, why is America going to pick me to be their next top hooker, and why they're going to root for me? It's because I'm just a hometown boy who has a great enthusiasm for fishing, can talk to anybody, just my laid-back personality that really shines through. I'm a people person. People love me. Now, why am I going to win America's Next Top Hooker? Because I'm one of the best. I fish on the boats. Every day I fish. I fish probably 300 days out of the year. I'm working on a boat called the Cape May Lady out of Cape May, New Jersey. I also work for a company called Research Temple Institute, which is a subcontractor of NOAA, the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration. What I do is I collect field data, that is measurements of fish, and including their weights. And what it does is it goes into this algorithm where we decide if we want to put limitations on a fish or start a stocking and breeding program for fish. Some of the work I've done has really helped fisheries out, like in South Padre Island, Texas, where we have our releasing program, where a year before last we released 500,000 red snapper, 50,000 summer flounder, and about 250,000 red drum. Now, I've caught red drum, I've caught weak fish, I've caught the speckled weak fish, also known as a spotted sea trout, tarpon, pretty much everything. All the different types of snappers, from the lane snapper, strawberries, cubero, red, all the different types of grouper, from Warsaw and Nassau grouper to even the giant grouper known as the Goliath grouper, also known as the Jewfish. What really sets me apart from other fishermen is my aptitude with fish. I study ichthyology for fun, which really helps me present different baits and different lures to the fish, because I know how they feed, I know how they grow, and ultimately I know where these fish are going to be and how to catch these fish. That cast looks pretty fishy. All I'm doing is I'm letting my Senko worms just sink a little bit above those lily pads or below those lily pads, because that's where these bass are going to congregate. They're going to get under there for shade to pick up the bait fish as they swim along. Do one more cast. That one's fishy. There we go. I watched the show a couple episodes and saw it spin out until Sunday. This one, episode 3, comes out. Really, what I've noticed is that a lot of the fishermen on there aren't die-hard fishermen, except for one of them. His name's Chris. He's a guy from Hawaii. He's one of my favorites on the show. I think he has what it takes to be a next top hooker. Until I get on there, then I'm going to be America's next top hooker.